Hello everyone, Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Microsoft purchasing Activision. Now, I already tried recording this video twice on stream, and I kind of felt like I didn't get all of the points that I wanted to get across, so I figured that I would just do this one off stream so that I can really just focus in on the things that I want to talk about in regards to this particular situation. Now, if you've been following this channel, you'll be aware of the fact that I'm particularly passionate about Blizzard IP, such as Warcraft, Diablo, and StarCraft. And, naturally, I'm going to have strong feelings in regards to Microsoft scooping them up. Now, throughout the situation that Blizzard has been going through, which I've been reporting heavily here in the channel, you'll probably be aware of the fact that there's been some sexual misconduct, there's been death threats from Mr. Bobby Kotick, there's been all kinds of nasty situations that Blizzard has been going through, on top of actually doing a poor job of developing these IPs that I'm particularly passionate about. Now, throughout this particular scandal, because there were obviously legal ramifications, lawsuits, and, a lot of social media kind of, bringing them to task, which at the end of the day doesn't really matter unless you can actually hit their bottom line. But, throughout this whole situation, people were actually able to get to Blizzard's bottom line because their stock actually began dropping. Now, looking at the timeline that we have here, and looking at Microsoft now coming in to basically scoop up Activision Blizzard, it seems like Phil Spencer saw an opportunity when the shitstorm started hitting Blizzard, and he was like, we could just buy them now. I mean, we can just buy the dip, which is, by the way, I was going to say a technical term, but it's just like stock jargon. I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to the stock market to begin with, but that is what people usually talk about. It's like, oh, if the stock goes down and you think it might go back up, then that means you should buy the dip of the stock. And that's essentially what Phil Spencer did. He's like, he saw a dip in the stock of Activision Blizzard. He's like, hey, I'll buy that. And, they will be purchasing Activision Blizzard to the tune of like $68.7 billion or whatever the ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of money that most of us can't even imagine what that would look like. So it's whatever. It's basically buying it for a ridiculous amount of money. But for the purpose of just having like a comparison, Bethesda was purchased for, I think, like $7.5 billion. So just to give you a comparison of how much more they value the Activision Blizzard business, and I'll tell you why I think that they value that business. But one of the important things is to mention that it's not like the Activision Blizzard stock was going to keep going down, which, most people are like, oh my God, it's going to keep going down forever. And it's like, no, people waited long enough and then they started buying it back up. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to investing and the people that invest in the stock market, they don't really care whether or not there's sexual harassment in the offices of Blizzard. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference for them. They don't care about whether or not the players are happy with the products that Blizzard is producing. Investors only really care about how much money can we make if we purchase this stock, right? Is this stock going to value? Are we going to be able to buy the dip and sell the rip? Like, that's all they really care about, right? And so the Activision Blizzard stock was already kind of like bouncing back from the whole situation that had been happening. And, naturally with Microsoft coming in and announcing their plans to buy Activision Blizzard, which, by the way, this deal will conclude in fiscal year 2023. So technically speaking, it's not super official yet, but it's most likely going to happen. It's not, let's just say it's not set in stone just yet, because there's going to be antitrust and all this stuff to see, oh, are you guys doing a monopoly? Are you getting too much power and whatnot? But by the end of 2023, fiscal year 2023, most likely Blizzard will own Activision Blizzard, because Blizzard will own, most likely Microsoft will own Activision Blizzard, because otherwise you wouldn't be seeing these news like at this point in time. Anyway, this obviously blindsided a lot of people, and one of the things that I think a lot of us can agree on is that Blizzard's PR took a massive hit from this entire situation. Blizzard, had already been losing PR over the last couple of years. Blizzard for a while was one of the People used to call them the PC darlings because basically they had that reputation of like, we put the game out when it's finished. But that's out the window at this point because Blizzard's been putting out unfinished hot garbage for a while now. Not just unfinished and hot garbage, but also actively, things that actively are hostile towards their player base with predatory systems that keep people coming back and go straight after their wallets. They're going whaling, basically, is what Blizzard has been doing, right? So you could say that their PR has taken a severe hit, and one of the things that anyone who's been paying attention will have noticed is that it almost feels like Blizzard had been cashing out on a lot of their IP. Like World of Warcraft has been progressively becoming more and more monetized and aggressive towards whales and whatnot, and I would imagine that most of their IP would be getting a similar treatment. So something like, for instance, say Diablo 4, I would very much expect that to be filled to the brim with engagement systems that would keep players forced to play for long periods of time or forced to pay to skip some of those things. I mean, we all know the way that it's working in World of Warcraft, even though you can't really pay to skip the grind, which you can pay to... you World of Warcraft is essentially at this point a pay-to-win game, and I would expect Diablo 4 to be a pay-to-win game. And from all reports that I've heard about Diablo Immortal, it is going to be a pay-to-win game because they're going heavily on that, essentially exploiting their fan base to the maximum degree that they can. Because at the end of the day, one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that StarCraft, Warcraft, and Diablo, despite being big, huge names in the industry, they're a very small fraction of Blizzard's actual bottom line. Like, what's really making money for Activision Blizzard at this point is Candy Crush and other mobile ventures that they have. I'm assuming like there's like a Call of Duty mobile version or whatever. I don't keep up with that stuff because you guys know me. I don't like mobile gaming. I think mobile gaming is boring. I don't think that you really get a good experience on mobile in general, and a lot of the times you just end up getting fleeced. And basically, anyway, you guys know how I feel about mobile, but at the end of the day, mobile is a huge portion of their business, and that is actually what Microsoft is buying. Like, I want to make sure that you understand that this is actually what Microsoft is buying, right? Microsoft, you might think, oh God, dude, Microsoft is buying like friggin' StarCraft and Warcraft and Diablo. Oh, this is going to be friggin' awesome. But at the end of the day, those things are a bonus for Phil Spencer, as far as I'm concerned. Like, those things is just like, yeah, we'll get those as a bonus. But what are they shooting for? They want that Candy Crush money. They want that dirty mobile Candy Crush money, which is incredibly predatory, by the way. It's very good at, yoinking money from people's wallets for an experience that at the end of the day isn't really like that good of a game to begin with. It's just extremely addicting is what it is. And one of the reasons why it is addicting is because of its simplicity, because, people think that, oh, I don't have time to learn video game X or whatever. I'll instead just like play Candy Crush as their brains slowly devolve into mush. Because anyway, I don't want to get on another like mobile tirade, but let's just say that is the business that Microsoft actually wanted. Now, it's also important to mention that even though that is what Microsoft wanted, it doesn't mean that Warcraft, Diablo, and StarCraft cannot benefit from the fact that they were purchased by Activision Blizzard. And these are the three things that I personally care about. I know that a lot of people bring up Rurikhan. What about Call of Duty? What's your take on Call of Duty? It's like my take on Call of Duty is that Microsoft has always liked having Call of Duty in their console. And if you think that Microsoft is going to continue selling Call of Duty and PlayStation moving forward, I got a bridge I can sell you. I highly doubt it. Like, it might happen. I think that at the end of the day, it's going to be like a calculation that they're going to make. Okay, how much more money can we make, or do we want to actually, just straight up take a swing at Sony because they're so far ahead of us in this particular generation and the previous generation that we just need to take a couple of swings at them? Because at the end of the day, I don't know how many people understand, but Microsoft has way more money than Sony. Because when you think of Microsoft, when you're in the realm of gaming, some people might think, okay, Microsoft, Xbox brand, all of that. But it's like, dude, Microsoft, Windows, Azure, which is their cloud service, Office. Like, these are all things where Microsoft, there's probably even more stuff that I'm not even considering at this point, but just saying the word Windows, you realize these are the people that make the operating system that a majority of the world utilizes, right? And people can say, oh, Rurikhan, what about Mac OS or Linux or whatever? And it's like, that's all fine and good. Like, most people use Windows. Like, I'm recording this on a Windows machine. And yeah, I could use Linux and a virtual machine and do all of these things, or I could record this on a Mac or whatever. But at the end of the day, particularly when it comes to gaming, or even just like a lot of regular user situations, like Windows is kind of like the industry standard. Well, I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's, they're making a lot of money there. So it's like, if the Xbox division is not making that much money, Microsoft is going to be just fine. Okay, they're going to be just fine. They're huge. Sony is not. So Microsoft can afford to basically, hit Sony where it hurts and go like, yeah, next Call of Duty, you guys don't get that one. Yeah, sorry, it is what it is. And is that a good thing for gamers? No. That's a real bad thing, but at the end of the day, like I said, I don't care about Call of Duty, so it's whatever. I'm going to focus on the things that I do care about. And the things that I do care about, like I said, is Diablo, Warcraft, and StarCraft. And I think that this purchase is ultimately a good thing for those games, because due to the fact that Activision Blizzard can't get out of their own way when it comes to developing these video games, and they've been too much focused on being a profit-driven, just completely profit-driven at the expense of literally everything else. Like, forget the artistry, forget whether or not we're making a fun game. We care about making money. And making money means keeping people engaged in our video game for as long amount of time as possible. Why do you think that Diablo 4 is going through development hell? Because unlike World of Warcraft, they're having trouble setting up like an engagement loop that's going to keep people playing their game into oblivion. At least that's my thoughts on that situation. This is why most of their priority is going to Diablo Immortal, which is a game that they know that they can, put a lot of nonsense in, because mobile gamers have a much higher tolerance for bullshittery than people that game on PCs or consoles, because we push back. We're mobile gamers. They eat shit by the spoonful and they ask for seconds. It's like, listen, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to insult anyone, but some of the things that a lot of you guys that mostly play on mobile have allowed to happen in your ecosystem, like, I'm sorry, I feel like that's an apt description for it. You're literally eating shit by the spoonful and you're asking for seconds. Like, I'm not going to go any deeper into that because I don't want to insult people. I'm just telling you this is how I feel about your platform of gaming and the way that people develop video games for your platform in general. And some people are going to say that's an uneducated take or whatever. It's like, sure, whatever, fine. But anyway, I feel like this could be a good thing for some of these IP, particularly if you're hopeful or if you're on Copium, which, despite the fact that I criticize a lot of people for being on Copium, every new video that I make talking about Activision Blizzard or World of Warcraft, you can throw a Copium comment in there, because it means that I still give a damn about all this, because if I didn't, I would not be making any videos on these topics and just like move on, right? But is Microsoft going to actually be able to salvage these operations? I don't know, because I feel like Blizzard's teams have been so focused on developing the way that they have been developing that I don't know if there's a going back. I mean, there's definitely not a going back to the Blizzard of old, like, which is what a lot of us would have liked, because those people just aren't there anymore. Those people aren't there, and the new people that are there clearly are doing subpar jobs in most things that they're doing, with the exception of the art department, which is always pretty much stellar for most of what we've experienced. But yeah, again, this is one of those situations where time will tell if this is going to end up being a good thing for these three IPs. I can tell you one thing. It is better. It is going to be better than the way that it was before, because there's no way that it can be any worse. there's no way that it can be any worse. Like, I'm sorry. Like, some people might be like, I don't know about that. It's like, listen, Microsoft coming in, as far as I'm concerned, is better than them not coming in. Now, I have some strong feelings on the situation because it's, there's also a situation where if you look back on what Phil Spencer said, where it's like, oh, we're reevaluating our relationship with Activision Blizzard back when all of the scandal was happening, you can now kind of look at that at a different light. It's almost like Phil Spencer leveraging himself into a better position to purchase the company, right? It feels a lot more calculus than Phil Spencer essentially being our guy, which is one of the things that I myself have said in the past. Like, I feel like Phil Spencer has done some cool things for the industry, particularly for the Xbox crowd, because the guy who was there before him was a complete fucking idiot and a complete absolute tool that gave no shits whatsoever about the Xbox fan base. Let's just be completely honest about that, okay? I don't really, I mean, I do have an Xbox One, but I don't really have like a Series X or anything like that. I've actually reached out to Microsoft in the past, but Microsoft Portugal has not been the most forthcoming of companies when it comes to their dealings with me, because they've told me, oh, we'll do this, and then did absolutely nothing. But that's just like the Portugal branch or whatever. It is what it is. I don't care. But ultimately, it's like if you look at this from the stance of Phil Spencer, right? He has definitely been a boon to people that own an Xbox because he seems to be very much pro gamers, right? And if you even look at the services that Xbox is offering, like the Game Pass, is a fantastic value proposition. I've said this a million times. Game Pass is friggin' amazing, period. It's not really something that it's too much for me because I like actually, I'm still into physical media and whatnot. I'm a friggin' dinosaur. I realize this. But even I cannot deny the value of Game Pass, which is cool because, the more you have pro gamer solutions out there, the better gaming is as a whole. And I feel that Phil Spencer has definitely been a positive influence there. Has that been something that he's been basically building up, gamer confidence to then kind of like cash out? It's like, I don't know, dude, because I used to think that Mike Morhaime was like an amazing human being. And then after all the stuff that happened, I'm going to be like, yeah, Mike, there's no way you didn't know what the hell was happening under your nose, dude. Don't tell me you didn't know. Come on, dude. So it's like I've basically become extremely jaded when it comes to trusting people in this industry, right? And is Phil Spencer our guy? I don't know. Time will tell. We shall see if there's going to be a significant improvement. For one, I'll tell you what. One of the things that this does is definitely improves the chances of me eventually playing Diablo 2, because if you remember, I specifically said I'm not touching Diablo 2 until, it is proven that Blizzard employees are actually being treated properly, and so far that hasn't happened. Maybe with the Microsoft acquisition, everybody's throwing around big words like, oh yeah, we'll totally like, we're going to fix up the thing and whatnot. They also say, oh, we want to preserve studio culture. And I'm like, I'm not sure that the culture of harassment that has been fostering over at Blizzard is something that you really want to preserve. You need to be changing the studio culture over there. But that's just my thought. Now, obviously, another thing that we have to keep in mind is that this makes Microsoft a massive, obviously it's already a massive company in terms of gaming. But what I mean is they're just scooping up so many things. Like they bought up Bethesda, now they're buying Activision Blizzard. They've bought a bunch of other studios. Didn't they buy they bought Team Ninja? So they're just like scooping up all of these studios, and they're just like becoming this huge friggin' juggernaut in the industry, and that is going to be a lot of consolidation of power. And I'm not talking about this in terms of like, oh, do they have a monopoly on gaming or something like that? I just mean that after you get a significant user base, we've seen this time and time again, after you get a significant user base, a lot of companies start turning towards the business of fleecing people, because like, what are you going to do? You're going to go play Call of Duty on PlayStation? I don't think you can do that no more. So it's like you have to go through us. So at this point, if you want to play Call of Duty, you're going to have to do it by our rules. So it's like if we tell you that you're going to be playing this game in this way and you're going to want to buy it this way, you're going to do what we tell you because you don't have a choice. That almost feels like the position they're putting themselves in. And I never think that's a good thing. I always think that it is a good thing that there is healthy competition. Like if you guys watch my videos where I talk about the different consoles, I've always said like the more Xbox was regaining ground, I'm like, this is a good thing. Competition is a healthy thing in the industry because the more Xbox gains ground on PlayStation, the more PlayStation is going to want to offer more value to their user base to counterbalance the fact that Xbox is offering that much more value to their user base. But, we'll have to see what the situation is going to be with Phil. Also, we have to remember Phil's not going to be there forever. So what's the next guy going to do once Microsoft consolidates all of this power? Is the next guy also going to be enacting the values that Phil has been enacting so far of trying to be pro gamer? Or is the next guy going to be in that, fuck him, fleece him, I don't care. Let's make some money, boys. We got so many people to fleece over here. Who knows? It might happen. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Now, I mean, that is here or there, but it's something that we can't just predict right now. This is one of those wait and see situations, and there's nothing really we can do about it. Overall, them getting acquired, I would say, is better than them not getting acquired. Let's just put it like that. Now, moving forward, there's another topic, obviously, which a lot of people are curious about, which is rumors of Bobby Kotick leaving. Now, Bobby Kotick is an absolute piece of shit of a human being, an absolute hot garbage person that deserves nothing but everyone's scorn. Actually, I should call him by his nickname, which is Bobby, I will have you killed Kotick. That should be like his nickname moving forward. But anyways, this absolutely disgusting, vile piece of trash. The rumors are that he's going to be leaving once the merger is complete. Whether that is truth or not, we don't know, but that does seem to be the way that the wind is blowing. What I can tell you is that if that man is leaving, he's leaving with a fat paycheck. He is leaving with millions, like in the hundreds, okay? Hundreds of millions of dollars. So he's done all this nonsense and he's going to get rewarded for it. But there was no situation where Mr. Kotick was going to leave without getting paid. Let's make no mistake here. There's absolutely no situation where justice would ever be served because justice is never served in situations like this. Let's just be completely honest here, man. Justice is to punish people like you and me when we make a mistake. That's what justice is for. Millionaires and billionaires, justice doesn't apply to them. Justice is for you and me, the average guy. I mean, I'm assuming most of you guys that watch my videos are just like an average person. I'm assuming that millionaires aren't sitting around watching my videos on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, it's just that's just the way that the system works. The system is built to keep us in check, not them. The rules don't apply to people like Bobby, I will have you killed, Kotick. But on top of that, there's only one more thing that I wanted to bring up that I thought was particularly troubling, and that was the fact that I believe the president of Microsoft is Satya I'm drawing a blank on the name. But anyways, the president of Microsoft in their internal emails basically mentions the word metaverses multiple times, which, when they're talking about this acquisition, like, oh, we want to build the metaverse, several metaverses or whatever. And I was like, oh God, here we go. Here we go with a fucking metaverse conversation again. I can't, I'm hoping that's just a buzzword for investors, because right now, I swear to you that if you tell an investor that is actively investing in game stock, if you tell them the word metaverse, they get rock hard, dude. Diamond levels, okay? Rock hard. Just thinking about the metaverse is like, you go up to an investor and you go like, hey, dude, have you heard about the metaverse? He turns around, he's already jerking off. He's like, oh, the metaverse. It's like- so I'm hoping that's just the buzzword and they're not actually being like, oh no, we're going to make the metaverse. The fuck out of here with the metaverse, dude. The funny part was when Satya mentioned metaverses, because he said it in the plural, and I was just like, you realize that multiple of them defeats the purpose of the metaverse? Having like the metaverse would be the one, right? If you have it in plural, it's not a metaverse. It's just different universes of the, anyway. I don't even want to get into that, but at the end of the day, most of the stuff that you guys are watching on this and that I'm watching on this is speculation. We don't actually know what is going to happen. The overall takeaway is that I think this is better than them not getting bought up, because the way that they were running their IPs that I personally care about, they were going to run every single one of them into the fucking ground. And this way, maybe those IPs can be salvaged. Maybe some people at Blizzard will actually be able to develop for the first time this decade. They may be able to develop thinking about, let's do something fun for the players, as opposed to let's do something engaging for the players. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the whole situation. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like. If you did not enjoy the video, hit the dislike. See you guys in the next one. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.